Hi, I'm Ashley Sides, Preservation Outreach Coordinator for the Arkansas Historic Preservation Program. Thanks for joining me virtually here in Searcy, the county seat of White County. You might know Searcy for Harding University, Yarnell's Ice Cream, or the small business revolution from a couple years back. But there is much more to Searcy's history. So today, we're going to let some of the old buildings in the historic downtown tell us what they know. I caught up with Amy Burton of Main Street Searcy and Shelley Churchwell with the White County Historical Society to unpack the history for us.
We are standing here in Spring Park, located in downtown Searcy. This is where Searcy got its start. We were once known as White Sulphur Springs. In the 1820s, frontier families were using the springs as a water source for their families and for their livestock. In 1834, the Arkansas Gazette ran a story talking about the healing powers of the sulphur springs. So the city took that opportunity and developed the park as a tourist destination. We saw a boom of resorts that were coming in. Visitors were coming from around the country, and in the 1870s we saw our first bathhouses and spring houses that were built so that people can come and enjoy the healing powers of the water and also fill water bottles to take with them. There are many rumors as to what happened to the springs. They did eventually dry up and were capped off, but we do still stand underneath this pavilion, which is on the National Register of Historic Places, and this is what we have left of our town's history in Sulphur Springs.
When White County was formed in 1835, shortly before Arkansas statehood, it needed a county seat. And so, county court was initially held here in White Sulphur Springs in the home of one of the locals, just long enough until a permanent location could be established. But White County residents petitioned to have this location become the permanent county seat, and so it was. The new county seat was renamed Searcy in honor of Richard Searcy, a former Arkansas Territory Superior Court judge. In the nearly 2 centuries of this community's existence, Searcy has grown and changed a lot. But they still hold on to their roots, and nowhere is that more evident than in the downtown historic area. Of more than 40 properties listed on the National Register of Historic Places in Searcy alone, many of them are located right here in the city center. So let's take a stroll up here down Spring Street to the Courthouse Square and have a look at some of them.
We are now standing in front of Quattlebaum Music. It was originally built as Robertson's Drugstore in the 1860s. This vernacular style building is the only pre-Civil War commercial building still standing in White County.
The second floor of Quattlebaum's still holds memories of the old Robertson drugstore days.
To our west is also Stott's Drugstore, which is the oldest commercial business in Searcy. It has been in operation for 94 years, and it is now run by a third-generation pharmacist who is keeping her grandfather's legacy alive.
The White County Courthouse. Built in 1871 in the Georgian style with Corinthian columns, the local builder was Wyatt Sanford, and it was designed by H.L. Baldwin of Memphis. The courthouse showcases the clock tower with a bell made in 1855 resembling that of the Liberty Bell. With the contrast of white cut stone on the first floor and maroon brick on the second, the White County Courthouse is easy on the eyes. North and south wings were designed by Frank Gibb and added in the 1912 to 1913 era for needed space. The structure received assistance from the Civil Works Administration in 1933 and later survived at least one fire. The building was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1977, and upkeep has been done along the way, with the most recent project being an extensive dome restoration. The first floor interior is of natural stone with pictures of county judges lining the hallway. The active courtroom is upstairs and has been restored with hardwood flooring and oak benches. It is the oldest Arkansas courthouse still being used for its original purpose. Happy 150th birthday to the White County Courthouse.
We are now standing in front of the Rialto Theater. The Grand Theater once stood there. It was torn down in 1923, and a brick facade theater was put up in 1923, opened 1923-1924. The Art Deco style that you see, which is such a notable design for the Rialto Theater in downtown Searcy, that was not put on until 1949. There was a state-of-the-art renovation with a new sound system, new screen, completely new interior design, and the beautiful neon marquee that you see behind us. That all went up in 1949. We are standing inside of the Rialto Theater. The building had fallen in disrepair. The city took it over, and they now run a nightly movie for a family-friendly movie every night. And about 4 years ago, the City of Searcy, the Main Street Searcy organization, and the Searcy Regional Economic Development Corporation underwent a renovation project to completely restore the exterior. And we have now funded a condition assessment through help with Arkansas Historic Preservation Program. So we are ready to tackle the interior and start a capital campaign. So that will be coming in the next year or so.
The 1934 American Legion hut. Built in a rustic style of native fieldstone with mostly CWA funds, materials for this community center on Ray Street were locally sourced from nearby Step Rock. It first served as a gathering place for First War vets and city functions. The hut is perhaps the only remaining New Deal building in Searcy. Opening day was in June of '34, and a gala was held with the 153rd Infantry Band of the Arkansas National Guard playing. The Legion Auxiliary furnished the commercial kitchen. There were so many in attendance to see the newly constructed building and perhaps a glimpse of the inside, the court spirit was said to be full. Showcased with a front barrel arch and encased concrete nameplate that faces the north side of the White County Courthouse, the building hosts 4 large offices and a beautiful grand hall with tall stone interior. It has massive fireplaces on both the east and west sides. Organizations and operations that have office there include American Legion Armstrong Caldwell Post number 106, the Draft Board, the Mayor and his then court, the Marshal, the Chamber of Commerce, many dance lessons, parties, driving license testing, and the Red Cross and the White County Historical Society. Thanks to AHPP, the local matching fund, and local matching funds, the building has recently been awarded 2 grants. When renovations are complete, it will be an event venue. The last sentence of the June 23, 1934 Searcy Daily Citizen article that announced the opening ceremonies reads, "The hut is now dedicated to the use and to the citizens of Searcy. May it always be so used."
As you can see, the Arkansas Historic Preservation Program is very active here in White County, which has a lot of history, but we're also in a community near you with our National Register nominations, historic preservation work, consulting and grants for historic renovations, or advising Main Street communities on historic revitalization efforts. If you're in Searcy, stop by the historic downtown for a visit. And next month on Sandwiching in History, we'll be visiting Mount Holly Cemetery. It's a park-like oasis in the heart of downtown Little Rock. For more information on the Arkansas Historic Preservation Program, visit arkansaspreservation.com.